Hey guys, so welcome to this random video that I'm doing on March early like midnight on March 20th, 2025, like at 12 in the morning. So I hope everyone's having a blessed Thursday as welcome to March Madness. This is the first time ever that I will be predicting the March Madness games. Am I going to get a perfect bracket? No, but we're gonna have fun with it, and I'm going to predict the whole March Madness tournament, what I think will happen in all these games. Now, it's gonna be crazy with some upsets, just so you know, in some of these games. But let's get the obvious ones out of the way, the ones I really think that's just gonna be the standard. We know Duke will win, and Alabama will win, for example. Wisconsin, I think they're gonna win, and then I'm gonna hold off on some of these games because some of them will be more kind of odd. Like for this one, Michigan State's gonna dominate Bryant, I bet, and yeah, and Auburn will win. But for these ones, now we can really get into the action. Um, Honestly, I think St. Mary's will beat Vanderbilt. And BYU and VCU, this one's a really tough one, in my opinion. But I don't. I pick. I did this for fun last year as well, but I took the Dick Nice or whatever against BYU, and that's what happened. And BYU got upset in the first round. They might get upset in the first round again, but I don't know. They can be either good or they're gonna get bounced. But I'm gonna go with VCU to upset BYU and BYU to be first rounded again in back-to-back seasons. Actually, nah, I'll take BYU. BYU and Wisconsin, and then this one, Arizona and Akron. Really, really tough one. But I got an upset. This is probably not gonna happen. But I've got Akron beating Arizona, and then we have Oregon and Liberty. I'll take Oregon to beat Liberty, and then Baylor and Mississippi State. I got Baylor beating Mississippi State. So we have the East bracket complete so far of the round of 64. And now we'll get to the second round in a little bit. Now for the south side of the bracket, Louisville and Creighton. This is a really, really tough one for me. This is literally a coin flip. It can go either way. Either team can win it, and I think this is going to be a good game. But Creighton's got more experience, I think, and I think Creighton will beat Louisville. I think they have a stacked team. They know how to play in the tournament. I don't know about Louisville. So I'm more confident in Creighton, but I would not be shocked if Louisville won as well. But I guess we'll have to see tomorrow. Um, Marquette and New Mexico. I got Marquette winning this one. We'll move on. Iowa State and Lipscomb. I've heard a lot of people are taking Lipscomb over Iowa State. I don't know why, but I heard it's probably because of an injury on Iowa State. But I don't know, man. It's a tough one, but I'll take Iowa State over Lipscomb because I got a better upset even coming later on in the video in the first round, but it's in a different bracket. Ole Miss and North Carolina. Honestly, man, I'm gonna take North Carolina to defeat Ole Miss, although they're like probably the worst team in the tournament. They dominated San Diego State, and not gonna lie, I think if they played like that, I think they can go make a deep run. I don't think they're gonna win it all this year, but North Carolina knows how to play in the tournament where it matters, and I think North Carolina can make a deep run again. Although they're calling them out to be the worst, like they shouldn't be in it. Who cares about that? And then some other upset predictions. They're predicting Yale to beat Texas A&M, which is kind of I'm thinking on it as well. And then they have another underdog team in UC San Diego as well. Again, these are tough ones, But I got Michigan beating UC San Diego, and then I actually have Yale for the second straight year, winning as a 13 seed, beating an SEC team. Last year, unfortunately, they beat Auburn, and I think they will beat Texas A&M to move on to the second round. And now we get to the bottom of the bracket here in the Midwest and the West bracket. Let's get the obvious ones out of the way. I think Houston will be this team. I don't know what their name. Florida will be Norfolk State. Tennessee will defeat Wofford. Texas Tech is going to destroy UNC Wilmington. And I think that's it for the obvious ones, really. And I know this is going to sound crazy, but we'll get to it in a few seconds. But you know this is not going to happen, and I've got a Cinderella story. Yeah, as a 15 seed. You guys already know it. I'll explain in a minute. But let's get to the other games first, and then I'll explain it in the last one. UConn over Oklahoma. Colorado State and Memphis. A lot of people are taking Colorado State. I can see why, but I'll go with Colorado State. I don't know. This is kind of suspect, though. I don't know about that. Maryland and Grand Canyon. Ooh, tough one, but I'll go with Maryland. Missouri and Drake. Give me Drake, actually, to defeat Missouri. I think Drake could finally win a March Madness game for once. Hopefully, I don't know. And then Arkansas and Kansas. Give me Arkansas to defeat Kansas in the first round. And yeah, call me crazy, but I have Omaha, the 15-seeded Omaha. I don't know their name. I'm sorry, but this is the first time ever that they made the NCAA tournament ever. And I've got a feeling that they're going to make noise in it. Omaha will defeat St. John tomorrow to move on to the second round. And then now let's get to the other ones. Gonzaga will defeat Georgia. Clemson and McNeese. This one's another tough one. But, man, I don't know. But I'll go with Clemson. I'll take Clemson to defeat McNeese. Purdue and High Point. I'm going to take... this is another tough one because people are taking High Point over Purdue. I'm going to go with Purdue in this one. I'm going to take Purdue for safety reasons. I don't know. But I don't think Purdue is making that far of a run this year. But we'll see what happens. I don't know. It could be close, but I'm just going to play it smart. I've already taken some underdogs. Illinois and Xavier. I watched that Xavier Texas game. Xavier came back. Dude, they look way better than Illinois. I think Xavier is going to beat Illinois easily. I'm confident in Xavier. And then Kentucky at Troy. Kentucky, you guys better not mess that up. I don't know how Kentucky's going to do. Last year we saw them get upset by Oakland. I think they'll defeat Troy, though, to move on to the second round. And then UCLA and Utah State. I got UCLA defeating Utah State. Okay, next set of games, second round. I'm going to take Auburn over Creighton. I got Duke over Baylor. Akron. Yes, Akron will upset Oregon to move on to the Sweet 16. BYU and Wisconsin. Tough one, but I'm going to take... Oh, boy. I'm going to come back to that one. North Carolina, Iowa State, another tough one, but shoot, man, I don't know. But Michigan, Marquette, I think this one's easy. I can take Michigan State. Okay, and then Alabama, St. Mary's. We'll take Alabama there. I'm gonna come back to these matchups in a second. But let's do Houston and Gonzaga. That is a really tough one. That is a tough one to take. I don't know. I'm more confident in Houston, but Gonzaga can defeat Houston, I think. But we'll come back to that in a second. Tennessee will. I think Tennessee is gonna defeat UCLA pretty convincingly. Texas Tech and Drake. We'll know that Texas Tech will destroy Drake. Colorado State and Maryland. This is another tough one, but I'm gonna take. I'll take Colorado State to defeat Maryland. I think they'll also make another sneak run at it. And then Florida, UConn. Florida will win. Clemson and Purdue. I got Clemson defeating Purdue. Gonzaga at Houston. Oh, man. This is a really, really tough one, but I think Houston defeats them by a hair. And then Xavier in Kentucky. I'll take Kentucky in that one. And then Omaha and Arkansas. Yeah, call me crazy. Omaha is going to make a Cinderella run. They will defeat Arkansas as well. And now we'll have to go to the Sweet 16 against Texas Tech. And now for these ones, I'm going to take BYU to defeat Wisconsin, Iowa State to defeat North Carolina, and Yale to defeat Michigan. Yeah, I know this is probably not going to be realistic. I already know. I'm getting creative with this, having fun. But okay. Let's get to the Sweet 16 now. Auburn and Yale. I got Auburn defeating Yale. Akron and Duke. Man. I'll come back to this. I've got a feeling Duke is going to be exited early. I don't know, man. Michigan State and Iowa State. I got the Spartans. BYU and Alabama. Tough one. Yeah, these are a lot of tough ones. But I think this is where Omaha's magical Cinderella story ends. I hope they actually do. That would actually be really funny and cool. But Texas Tech is going to be a deep team this year, I think. And then Florida and Colorado State. I got Florida. Houston and Clemson. Yeah, Houston wins by a pretty good margin. And then Kentucky, Tennessee. I got Tennessee in that one. So we got the Elite Eight, Florida and Texas Tech, Houston, Tennessee, and then now these games. BYU and Alabama, and Akron and Duke. I got Akron making it to the Elite Eight, defeating Duke, and then BYU and Alabama. I got Alabama making the Elite Eight. Okay. Houston and Tennessee. I got Houston defeating Tennessee. Florida and Texas Tech. We got Florida defeating Texas Tech. Actually, this is a really tough one here. I don't know. No, my bracket's not going to be perfect like I said. Florida and Texas Tech is probably the hardest one. It's just like a really tough one, but I'll take Florida. Auburn and Michigan State. Give me Auburn. Hopefully Auburn bounces back. They're going to choke. I've got a feeling, unfortunately. And then give me Alabama to defeat Akron to end their magical run. So now we're down to the final four. Auburn, Florida, and Houston and Alabama. I got Houston defeating Alabama, and then Florida will defeat Auburn. I don't know if Auburn can make it to the final, the national championship. I think they can. I think they really can. But Florida is really good, man, and I think they're the team to beat. But really tough choice. But I have the Florida Gators as my national champions. Oops. We're gonna ignore that. My bad. Please don't copyright me. But Florida will be my national champion. So I hope you guys enjoyed this fun little video. But play along, have fun with it. Welcome to March Madness, everyone. Have a blessed night. Be safe.